What's up, guys? Today we're playing Epic 7, and it's day number 3 on our free-to-play account
Do you want to
progression.
know how
This is
fast I can
so
move?
exciting because day
Want
number
to
3
know
is
a
super
secret?
important. Today we are going to be getting our first ever gear. Here it is. We're going to get a 7 level 75 attack set. At this point, a lot of you have been reading the story, you're following along, hopefully, you're having a good time, and you haven't really gotten stuck yet. Some of you are progressing extra fast with that skip button, and you might be stuck. So, this is the ticket. We are not going to be stuck anymore because we're going to level up this level 75 gear, and then that is going to also complete some of your missions already and further your progress. So, that is a good sign. 9 people used our hero, which is really good. That means we get 75 friendship points, and now we can use this to go in to buy some energy, to buy some tickets. And so keep in mind that you want to use your friend as a supporter any chance you get, but you also want them to use yours. So leveling up and keeping track of your elite supporter, very, very important here. Dispatch missions, important to do it at night. That way, during the day, that when your dispatch missions finish, you'll be able to now start on your daily missions. So very, very good. Also, you see we have 2-star heroes here, monsters, 2-star monsters. They're not heroes. They wish they were. But this is important. We're going to talk about what to do with 2-star monsters today because by now you're probably getting full. So keep that in mind that I keep them here, and we are going to do one more. There it is. Very nice. And now we finish a daily mission automatically. We're also going to go into the sanctuary. Now, if you remember from our previous video that we started with 1, 1, and 1 here into high command, and you can do this at episode or at map number 5, episode 1. We also came into here and we went with 3 into how fast we can do it, and I went with 2 into storage. So let's go ahead and receive that. This is going to give you premium currency. We're eventually going to get to 9 with the chance to get bonus 200%, which is really good. And then now what we're doing is I'm maxing out my Forest of Souls. So I started with 3 here, and then I moved into 3 here, and then I'll be going into 3 here. Now you can do Time Blessing before Probability if you want, but the reason I did this is because in 1 hour I'll be able to harvest these penguins, and then that's going to give me the higher grade of penguin, hopefully, so now I can start to either sell them or use them to level my guys. But let's go in. We are going to get our free 3 Spirit Blooms. Very important because we're going to need these today. We're making our first 5-star hero, and that's really going to help us progress. Going into our mailbox, we are going to see that now we have the free player check-in event and also this energy. Now, what I want you to do is you see that the most recent mail is at the top and this mail down here is at the bottom, but we don't want this to expire. If it expires, it just goes off into the void and you miss out. So what we're going to do is we're going to click time received, and we are going to click this other little arrow here, and that will put all of our expiring mail at the top. This will ensure that you never miss your rewards. Now we're going to go ahead and collect all of this stuff. Very good. And this one as well. And we're going to save our energy. You want to collect it when you have the opportunity to use the energy and not level up. As you can see, I accidentally went over, and so our charge time has frozen. We want to keep the charge time going as long as possible. That way we're always getting energy and we're always able to go in and do other things. But for right now, we are going to go and start on our Mercedes. Mercedes is amazing. I am doing as much as I can to level up Mercedes to get her on track because she's going to carry me through this game. But let's go in and we are going to click all of our level 75 gear. There it is. Now, what you see here is that they gave you 6 pieces of attack gear, which is not great, right? Not great. What we want is we want to offset some of these pieces. We just don't have the opportunity quite yet. So if you have some crit chance gear, then I think that will come in very good handy. And we see that we have some there. So now we have a attack set and we have this offset for crit chance. We'll be upgrading this later, so don't worry. Let's just go ahead and start with that now. And then we'll use that other 2 pieces of attack set on someone else. Now, we are going to level up. Leveling up is going to help us in our events. If we go to our growth guide, we can see that we need to level up to a level 9 piece of gear here. And then I think down here somewhere, call to adventure, level 6 and level 9. So that's our main goal, is to get 2 pieces to level 9. Let's go ahead and we'll start with this necklace. Okay, it looks like we do have enough, so this should be pretty good. Let's try and get these pieces up a little bit. Now this is actually a pretty good piece. Don't feel like you can't level this piece up, because you're going to benefit quite a lot. And we roll 2 times into crit. That is actually very good. And let's go ahead. We're going to take it all the way to 9. Now, plus 9, I want about a 56. And so it looks like we are definitely going to get it. That is super nice. This is actually rolling like level 85 gear. If you don't know, level 72 to 85 all rolls the same substats. The difference is the main stat. So while this is level 75 and you can't reforge it, you can still get really good subs. This could literally roll like 20 speed, even though you can't reforge it. So 17 in a crit, that is fantastic, but we have to stop because we have to go in and do some other types of gear as well. And let's lock this down. Now, this gear at the bottom, you can either sell or you can use your charms. The charms will save you gold, but this level 1 gear, not really used for a whole bunch. So let's just go ahead and drop it in. Can I get some more crit chance? That would help. Okay, we get health. Not the most amazing. Let's just use this. And we get more health. Not what I wanted to see here. The gear score is good. We got a 7 and a 7. But this now becomes very bruiser gear that maybe we're not really going to utilize in the end game. Maybe we come in here. And let's see what we get onto this. Okay, more health. Thanks a lot. Super fun. Appreciate all of that health. All that health right there. Double roll into health. What is happening? Can I get something that rolls good? Something that's gonna be end game? Come on, you know you want to. I know you want to. You know that's not what I was thinking. That's not at all what I was thinking. We're gonna end up using this on some sort of bruiser. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. We get some speed. What else can we get on this piece? We want another piece to level 9, of course, because this is going to help us to finish out that quest. Let's go. Crit chance, max roll. Loving that. Very nice. So as you can see, we are going to utilize this gear in a very meaningful way. So even though it rolled pretty good substats, you can still use it. I am speaking some sort of an end game perspective where maybe I'm hoping for something that's really epic. Um, we always hope for something that's epic, but feel free to invest in this gear. You will be able to utilize it, and you will be able to um, to build heroes that are going to be really great. As we're going through this, we are seeing that we finished everything, but I'm not going to collect this quite yet. It's not going to expire. We want to make sure that we're able to utilize this gear or utilize this energy before we collect it. And so we're just going to leave that on hold just for right now. Now we are going to make all of these pieces level 15. So it doesn't matter which one you go with, but what I like to do is I like to lock my gear, and then what I will do is try and take it as high as I can. This level 44 stuff is pretty good, but keep in mind that it's going to be a little bit harder to get your accessory charms and things. We're going to go in and show you a little bit more on that. But because this is good gear score, don't be afraid to level it up. You will need this gear, even if it doesn't roll exactly the way you want to, you will need it as we move forward into the game. There we go, that's the crit chance that I like. Let me get some more of that, and let's lock this one down as well. So now that I have 4 pieces that are level 5, except for this, let's go ahead and we are going to go into our shop.
What do you think?
We're going to go to the labyrinth shop. Make sure that what you're doing is coming in and doing as much of your labyrinth as you can, because that's going to give you these charms at the bottom and help you to progress by leveling up your accessories. Now, we want to be very selective of the accessories we're leveling, but this level 75 gear is good and it will get you through toward the end. So I think, what do we have? I don't even remember what we have. I'm not very good at this. We have a ring, so we are going to buy 1 ring charm just to get us through. And now we're going to come back to our Mercedes and level up this ring. Oh my goodness, I can't do math. I guess I should have bought some more. Let's try that one more time. Can I just go back? I can't. That is embarrassing.
What do you think?
Newbie embarrassment right there. We're going to do this one. That's guaranteed. I'll show you guys. And now let's see what we get on our ring substat. Crit. We get 4 speed. That is nice. 4 speed. Again, I want a 56. I got a 62, which is fantastic. Equipment score is a very important part of the game, and I will link a video at the end of this video to show you exactly how equipment score works. But this is a very good equipment score, and I'm pretty happy with that. Day number 3, we're at the episode 1 finale, which is really great. Thank you guys for being my friend. I have 4 friends. That's amazing. I do feel the love. What we want to do is we want to select just anyone here. These guys are probably too strong. So let's just select this bottom guy. He's only ranked 24, so I don't expect him to be super good. And then we are going to go into battle. It's been so long since I fought this Mercedes. I can't wait to see how she totally wrecks my face. Hopefully it's not too bad. Let's see how it turns out.
I will release my power.
Now, one thing that you can look at is you can look at their skills by clicking on it. You can also look at what they're immune to and their resist. So keep this in mind as you're playing through the game, because especially if they have high resistance, like in Hell Raid, they might have 85 or 100 resistance, that you know how much effectiveness now to build. Also, we don't want to waste time trying to apply these debuffs if you really can't. Sometimes if they're immune to like Daedra and Joker, then that'll be down here, but we don't have that here. Now what she does is she increases attack speed when you kill the ads, okay? When there's no remaining ads, or when the caster is 70% or less, increase combat readiness, which means that she's going to activate that S3 no matter what. Even if you kill these guys, she's going to decrease your attack and your defense. So this would be really great to bring a healer in like Montmorency. Attacks 2 enemies, and then we are also going to attack more enemies. So on this very first one, let's just do some damage.
I'll unveil your eye of terror.
You can choose to kill these ads if you need to. but I imagine that they're going to buff her. And there we go.
Magic is
So they
just
do
like
buff
math.
her. Now, what you can do, don't forget, you have sort of a weak-ish character. You can click tag here, and this will bring in your other person.
Shall we go?
Now, you cannot tag again. So once they're out, they're out. So keep that in mind that you don't want
This is
to
my
tag
victory.
if you are able to use that hero. But in this case,
All
because it
right.
was only a level
Shall we clean
30,
up?
that we want to bring in this Vildred,
Do you
who
have
might carry
nothing else
us
to say?
pretty
Carl,
good. She's going to activate
unveil your eye of
and
terror.
do some damage.
I'll take you
Oh
on.
my goodness.
By my command. Victory! If they won't get out of the way.
We see that she did not remove my buffs, which is good. An extra turn again. That's
Call.
maybe a little
Mercedes,
OP there.
preparation complete.
Now, what we're not going to do is we're not going to soul burn here on this because she has
Obey
attack
me.
down. Instead, we're going to soul
Obey
burn
me.
grass. So if
Honestly,
you
what a
have
waste
a
of time.
hard time with certain kinds of bosses, certain kinds of fights, Grass is an amazing hero to
I
bring
can't lose.
because he allows you to soul burn this every single turn. So this is another way to get, let's say, Vildred an extra attack. Go for the soul burn,
Over here, Hope.
and he brings along the
Alright,
help, so
shall we
very
clean up?
nice. And then next turn, we're going to do it again. We're going to soul burn.
If they won't get out of the way, we'll cut our way through. Blade ascent.
Certain bosses in episode 1, also episode 2, and as you move
You
forward,
can't escape.
you're going to have to figure these things out. Now, if we had a defense break here, this boss would already be dead. But because it gives us a soul burn, now we can put down a lot more damage. And then now Ras acts more like a DPS than he does a tank.
Shall we go?
She kills everyone, right? Should have brought a healer, but we do get the Vildred
Alright.
finish.
Shall we
Let's
clean up?
go. Very important, keep in mind here that you want to make sure that we're exiting our very first episode and we're moving on to something else. Come into your quests, collect all your rewards. This is going to help out quite a lot with your promotion, and make sure that everything has been completed before we move on to chapter 1 of episode 2. We also see that we can go back through by clicking on this little minus sign, and we can go and get our rewards that we might have missed. We are going to be collecting all of our star rewards. Don't forget about these because we're not coming back to episode 1. And you can see here I'm missing 1 star from this very final one. So you can come back, but make sure that you do, because these are very, very good. You don't want to miss out on this very last reward for a new covenant. Completing map 1010 also omits a new feature called AP Exchange, and this was previously grayed out. Basically, the exchange is going to be a shop for AP, and this stands for Adventure Points. If we click on Change AP Exchange, then we're going to see all the different shops that we had as we were going through the game. Now, we have not developed enough AP in order to buy anything, and that's because we're not spending any more time than we have to in episode number 1. And there's a very important reason for that. If we click onto an episode 1, we see obtainable rewards for AP. Now, this reward is much less than you're going to get in other episodes or even into unrecorded history. So before we go into episode 2, we want to make sure that we go into unrecorded history because that's going to be much more benefit for us. And so we do that by clicking slide story and unrecorded history. I have started just a little bit, but unrecorded history has a lot of amazing rewards that you're going to get. What we see is that it's basically just one big map. So it's a kind of a mini story that used to be called the world map. And now they changed it to this new unrecorded history, which I like a lot. We see that we get amazing rewards here. Make sure you're getting all the stars that you can and utilize your friends. We also see the AP exchange now is much changed, where we're able to buy all these catalysts and also epic catalysts. So for a lot of players in Endgame, this is going to be one of the main ways that you get the materials you need to increase the skills of your heroes. So keep this in mind if you're going to farm and you're stuck in your episodes, come into unrecorded history and you're able to do these. We also see that we want to make sure that we come into unrecorded history before we go anywhere else. Into our S1, we see that we're going to get another one of these guardians, and we see other rewards as well. Like this one has one of your imprint for Ras. Once you finish unrecorded history, you're going to be able to fully imprint Ras and also Mercedes, and that's going to give them a big bonus in damage. So make sure you're coming into unrecorded history, finishing it out before you move on to episode number 2. One of the best parts about day 3 and getting this equipment is now we're going to challenge even greater content. As we can see from our NPC battles, you need to be doing these because they're going to give you the conquest, but also they're going to give you the premium currency. This is a battle I could not finish yesterday with the same team and just upgrade to Mercedes. This should be very easy. So don't forget, level
I
up
will
that
release
gear
my power.
and make sure that you're
All
making use of all the
unveil your
resources that
eye
they
of
give you right in the
terror.
beginning. I just about one shot this entire team. The only one I missed was the water.
I
That is
knew today was going to
amazing.
be a great day.
They're even level 9 gear, but level 9 with great substats. And now we can finish content that we hadn't been able to finish before. And that's going to lead us into our very first hunt. We do have to do a hunt for this pathway. And so, hunt is a way that you can challenge bosses and get gear. As you can see, they're all level 1, and you want to try and progress onto your hunts. Each one drops a different kind of gear. Let's go into Golem, and we can see that we can obtain these different sets and different sets of different set bonuses. Now, in general, we're not going to be doing a lot of Golem, but because we have Mercedes and now she has gear, this is going to enable us to do our very first hunt and to um, finish out that quest to do a 5-star Mercedes. That's very important. We want to level her to 5-star.
Beyond the
That's going to give
abyss,
us the
the
additional
end of
gear
futility.
from the reward, and then now we can put that onto her. Again, we don't want to waste resources increasing
Obey
the
me.
level of gear below level
Obey
75.
me.
But as you can see, I
Hooray!
mean, Mercedes is probably going to take you all the way to level 6, no problem. And she's going to do the best in the Golem hunt because of opposite element. But feel free to go through and to do the other hunts as well to just to get a feel for them, get an idea, and also to complete your reputation. As we go through our reputation, we're going to see that we're able to do a lot of different things. We're going to get rewards for defeating new levels. This says Golem Hunt level 1. You're not going to spend any time actually farming this. Either you succeed or you don't, but we're not going to reoccur Golem level 1. In fact, we're not going to reoccur anything until probably level 11 or maybe even 13. We're just coming in to do the achievements. So go to Golem, go to, Wyvern, go to the different things, try and complete it to get to the next level, but make sure you're not doing additional levels because you're really not going to get any rewards. It will drop things like gear, but that gear is all going to be bad. Everything before level 11 is unusable, and really, even level 11 is going to be really bad. We want to make it to 13, and that's going to be our goal as we go into mid game coming up in the next couple of weeks. We want to be able to now farm that golem or that wyvern or whatever hunt that you want to make sure that we have a steady source of income, but also a steady source of equipment that we can use to make our heroes better. And to wrap up this video, we are going to come in to beautiful Pursuer and we're going to do the very last one, leveling her to 5-star. Now, I haven't done anything in my Forest of Souls, and we have enough materials to be able to evolve her to 5-star. So she'll be the very first one that we're going to promote here. We're going to select auto, it's going to convert it automatically, and then auto select and promote. Now I'm only going to take a Tierra to 5 stars, but what this is going to allow us to do is now we can come in, we can select our final reward right here, level 70 gear, and we can also select the beautiful Pursuer completion reward, and that will help us to now go into our next hero. If we go and look at her gear, now what I want to do is I want to put on this level 70 gear. Very nice. Now we are not going to upgrade this gear. We don't want to upgrade any gear that is below 75 because the main base stat is not going to be very high. Also, level 70 gear will roll less subs than level 75 to 85 gear, so we don't want to waste time for subpar subs. If you level this gear up, you're never going to use it again, but it will give you a decent boost for now to help you with other things, to other content as you go through unrecorded history and then move on in episode 2. In our next videos, we're going to be talking about what to do with those 2-star units. We're also going to be talking about summoning. I haven't done any summons yet, and there's a very important reason for that. So stay tuned, and I'll tell you exactly what to do. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Give me a like so other people just like you can find it as well. Until next time, happy hunting, and good luck on your battles.